place.
Sorry, Mr. President, if you had to wind all of those places properly, you will see I'm the biggest target of that rabble-rouser. Number one for over 10 years, Mr. Malema. In fact, the first time I met him, he was in the youth league with that gentleman, and look how he's changed.
Right.
We have too many deaths, but it's across the board. It's not only white farmers, it's across the board. And we need technological help. We need Starlink at every little police station. We need drones. I actually got drones donated for the peace parks to stop elephant and rhino poaching. And his predecessor stopped the importation because he said the United States would spy on us. I mean, US basics, the ridicule. So if you can help us. Remember, sir, you and I lived in New York in the 70s. We never thought New York could be what it became. 2 commissioners, a tough mayor. We need your help to stop this awful killing. But it's across the board. Ernie is right now building a house in George. I'm building 3 cottages for my grandchildren on a farm outside Graaff-Reinet. I often go to bed without locking the door. And we have a serious problem with illegal aliens who stream across the border. And if you really look at our statistics, a lot of these murders, firstly it's unemployment and illegal aliens. And then I met Vice President Watts many years ago, the Charlie Rose show. My wife loved the book. And she reminded me this morning that you emphasized the devastation that occurs when big companies leave towns and cities, and there's a culture of dependency that develops. I remember you discussing it. Now that's our problem. If we don't get our economy to grow, the culture of dependency and the lawlessness will increase. I've again been against apartheid all my life, and I'm their number 1 target. Please just Google my name and Malema. You'll see it, sir. He marched on the farm.
But the crime is bad.
The crime is terrible, sir, but Mr. Steenhuisen won't admit to it, but he runs the Western Cape, where I live. And the biggest murder rate is in the Cape Flats. Gangs. We've got gang warfare, like your M33, whatever these guys. We've got equivalents there, but we need your help, sir. And we need Elon technology.
Well, one of the real
South African businessman Johann Rupert appealed to US President Donald Trump on Wednesday for assistance in addressing South Africa's raising crime rate, saying the issue of violent crime extends beyond white Afrikaner farmer and affects citizens across the country. We have too many deaths, but it's across the board, Rupert told Trump during a high-level meeting at the White House. It is not only white farmers. We need technological help. We need Starlink at every little police station. Rupert said the founder of Richmond and chairman of Remgo made the comments during a meeting between South African and US officials aimed at easing escalating diplomatic and economic tension. He also called for the deployment of drones to combat both crime and wildlife poaching. I actually got drones donated for the peace parks to stop elephant and rhino poaching, Rupert said. If you can help us remember, sir, you and I lived in New York in the 1970s. We never thought New York would become what it became. 2 commissioners and a tough mayor. We need your help to stop these unlawful killings. Now, Rupert described how he and other high profile citizens are building homes in South Africa despite safety concerns. Annie is right now building a house in George. I'm building three cottages for my grandchildren on a farm outside Tredford, he said. I often go to bed without locking the door. He pointed to other systematic issues contributing to crime, including illegal immigration and unemployment. If you really look at statistics, a lot of these murders stems first from unemployment and illegal agents, Rupert said. If we don't get our economy to grow, the culture of dependency and lawlessness will increase. Rupert also reflected on his personal history, noting that he opposed apartheid and is frequently targeted by political groups. I've been against apartheid all my life and I'm their number one target. Please just Google my name and Malema. You'll see it, sir. He marched on my doorstep. Now he criticized local leadership, essentially the Democratic Alliance leader Johann for downplaying the severity of crime in the Western Cape. Mr. would admit it, but he runs the Western Cape where I live, and the biggest murder rate is in the Cape Flats gang. We've got gangs warfare like your M13. We've got equivalent here, Rupert said. He appealed for technological support from Elon Musk and the government. We need your help, sir, and we need Elon's technology. Now, meanwhile, Ramaphosa echoed Rupert's concerns and emphasized the importance of trades and investment in reducing crime and inequality. One of the real areas of support is in investment, Ramaphosa said. We've got to grow our economy because through growing the economy, we're then able to create more jobs. Crime really thrives where there is inequality. He highlighted the economic partnerships between the two countries, citing job creation through US and South African trade. By virtue of what we export to you, we are able to create up to 500,000 jobs in the auto industry, agriculture, mining, and other sectors, Ramaphosa said. And as South African companies invest here, you can also create job. It's a manually beneficial relationship, Ramaphosa said.